Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Happy to be with you here on match day 16 in MLS Next Pro as Inter Miami CF2 play host to New England Revolution 2. Sean St. Jacques here with you on MLSnextPro.com. It is a thrilling contest we hope to have for you here in the Eastern Conference. Here's our currently sits right now on the Eastern Conference side of things. Plenty of room for Inter Miami to move up the table, especially if they get 3 points at home today. For New England, they are continuing to try and pursue the defending champions and Crown legacy, who continue to have tremendous seasons so far. And Clint Pierre's boys are right there, trying to push them all the way in this great race for the postseason in year 2 of MLS Next Pro. Now, the standings show you that Inter Miami are having a bit of a struggle in this season so far. However, at home, they have been very good this season. 3 of their 4 victories have come here in the Sunshine State, and they're hoping to add another against one of the best teams in their conference here tonight. It's the second of 2 meetings between New England and Miami this season. New England's looking to continue their great road form as of late. Federico Higuain's starting 11 for Inter Miami looks like this. Cameron Johnson leads the line in front of Felipe Valencia. And, of course, you look at that line behind him. Santiago Morales as well. He's having a solid season. Alejandro Flores. And then at the back, it is Corbell and Hall, the center backs. And then on the outside, Nick Sesak and company, hoping to keep the great strikers for New England out of the net. And, of course, Cole Jensen will get the start in goal for Coach Higuain's group. Clint Pierre brings this 11 with him to the Sunshine State. It is a team in very good form. Jordan Adebayo-Smith leads the line. He has had a tremendous season for this group. It is a first pro start for Olger Escobar in that front line as well. Peyton Miller, the youngster, is very talented as well, and that midfield very strong as well. Awashi, Rosansky, and of course, Marcos Diaz, who continues to shine in MLS Next Pro this season. Pierre Caillet leads the back line in front of Jacob Jackson, the goalkeeper, who's also in very good form. We're just moments away from the start of this one. Inter Miami is going to kick us off. They'll be going from left to right in their black and pinks here at Dry Pink in Fort Lauderdale. New England are in their road whites. Jonathan Belinsky blows his whistle, and we are off and running here on MLSnextPro.com. Miami hoping to make up ground in the Eastern Conference against one of the favorites, New England, who are in the top 3 coming into the night and are hoping to maybe move up a spot by the end of the weekend. Second of 2 meetings in Next Pro between these two this season. New England won back in late May. Pierre Caillet scored in the 8th minute for Revs 2. That was enough for all 3 points in a 1-0 win at Gillette Stadium. Miami, 3 of their 4 wins have come at home. They're hoping that they can get a little bit of retribution here in this late afternoon, early evening sunshine here in Fort Lauderdale. Near side, early touch for Nick Sesak. Tries to play this down. Near side, it ends up being a very good ball. However, the run was not timed to perfection by Cameron Johnson and company. Alejandro Flores as well. And the offside flag is up. Well, again, Inter Miami coming into the day, 13th in the East. The road record is really what has hurt them this season. They've lost 7 of their 8 road fixtures this season in MLS Next Pro. Just the 1 win as well. But here at Dry Pink is where they've had their success this season. 3 victories, 2 draws, and just 3 defeats along the way. And they're hoping that home is where the heart is for Miami in this early evening fixture. Last time out, it was a 3-0 win for Red Bulls 2 against Inter Miami. And New England had to fight through a seesaw affair against Huntsville last time out. It ended up finishing 0-0, but New England won on kicks from the spot, 5-4. They picked up 2 very nice points there, no question about that, and hard fought. and well earned against the Huntsville side that has really gathered some steam as this season has gone along. Sesak on the cover has Cole Jensen for support in goal as Inter Miami can play through the lines here from the back. Santiago Morales trying to maraud forward. It'll be Miami settling for a throw on the far side. Talked about Revs 2 coming off a kicks from the spot victory. Clint Pierre's group is actually unbeaten in kicks from the spot scenarios this season. 4 wins out of 4. It's rather impressive considering that shootouts can be a lottery. Had a chance to catch up with Clint Pierre this week and he said, we haven't really changed anything. It's just been about continuing to put the guys in the right positions to succeed, and said from the beginning we give everybody 1 penalty at practice and that's it. They get 1 shot. If they make it, great. If they don't, they're going to have to sit with it. And that is how penalties go in the real-life moments, in the real games. And it is certainly working for Revs 2 under Clint Pierre's tutelage. All-time series in Next Pro between these two is tied at the moment, 2 wins apiece between New England and Inter Miami. However, if you go back to the old USL League One days between these two, they played it quite a few more times, and New England has won 5 out of 7. Miami's trying to change that tide here. That's a lovely ball in behind, but it's very well read by Jacob Jackson, who continues his great vein of form in goal for Revs 2. That ball was put into a very dangerous area. And there was a hint of offside in there as well, so the shape of that back line really held firm there for New England, from the defenders all the way back to Jackson in goal. Rosansky, one of the veterans on this team, had his shirt pulled. Free kick for New England. Now, Jacob Jackson, coming into this game, leads the league with 33 saves among goalkeepers who have played 7 games or less in Next Pro so far this season. That is a rather impressive mark. Talk about efficiency in the games and opportunities you're given at this level. Jacob Jackson delivers the goods between the posts for New England. This is a sliding control from Colby Quinones. Quinones spearing one out to that far side. It is dealt with initially by Abadia Reda. Pushing a chase down that far side. It is going to go out of play. Abadia Reda does his job very well there on the defensive side of things, and it's a goal kick. Talked about in the open when we went through the lineups, Olger Escobar for Revs 2 making his first professional start in this game. He's played 4 times already for Revs 2, but first time getting the call to the 11 by Clint Pierre. Must be a very proud moment for him. It's very tough to break into this 11, it must be said. There's so much talent, especially in the attacking third. Marcos Diaz knows all about that. He takes aim, but he curls it wide of the post, and it was too high as well. Escobar, number 19 in white, top right corner of your screen at the moment. And Revs 2's road white kits. Some pressure here at New England putting on Miami's back line. Clint Pierre talked to us about not letting Miami be comfortable on the ball and dictating the tempo of the game, how important that was going to be, especially having to come to Fort Lauderdale for the game. Don't want Miami to build any early momentum with the ball at their feet, where they can be very dangerous. Getting a glimpse of that now. Nahib on the near side. First time ball across, looking for Johnson. Was very close indeed. Sesak just not quite able to time it up to perfection, and it's out for a goal kick. case in point right there, how dangerous Miami can be in transition and with the ball at their feet. Really created a golden chance right in front of the net. And continuing to try to feed Cameron Johnson early on. Has scored once in Next Pro this season, 89 in black and pink. It was a bit of a heavy touch. Quinones is there in support. Again, this is a Revs 2 team. Going back to last year, they had some great stretches at times through the regular season. Clint Piet's talked about the inconsistencies from last year's team, the inconsistencies of this year's team at times, but when they're on, they're one of, if not the best, in the East at times. You can see the oodles of talent and skill that Clint Piet's boys have at their disposal. They were right in the race for the postseason last year, didn't quite make it. They are hoping that this year they will get there in MLS Next Pro. Had a few close calls in USL League One as well. As far as the postseason is concerned, they've always had talent. They've always had great teams. It's just about getting into the postseason and seeing where the talent can bring you from there. J.J. Belinsky, our center official, allows Quinones to get the play back underway with a throw just in front of Federico Higuain. That's a great turn from Marcos Diaz. Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Referee was waiting to see if advantage was going to come there. It didn't. Brought back the free kick for that initial shirt pull on Marcos Diaz. Set down the line. Konyeridge continued his run, tries to get on the end of this delayed give and go. It's swept away by Kevin Gorbel, and New England have a throw. 10 minutes in on the far side. Ball is headed centrally. Quinones trying to pick up the pieces here. Miami does deal with it just about, and Johnson is fouled to alleviate the pressure in totality on this occasion. Talked about the recent kicks on the mark prospects for New England. Miami, one win in their last 5. They did have a shootout during that stretch, but they did lose in the kicks from the mark. Miami, that's what Federico Higuain's been telling his team. They're a win or two away from being right back in the hunt for postseason soccer. Maybe a chance here to break the deadlock early on here. Santiago Morales tries to go for the spectacular. Puts too much on the shot. You can see in the replay here, he had a couple of options, including the run from Alejandro Flores through the middle. Decided to take the shot on himself. And in the end, New England can reset. Pass goes through the legs of the aforementioned Flores. Sent forward looking for Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Cole Jensen is well positioned for Miami. 7 goals and 2 assists in this campaign for Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Anytime I talk with Clint Piet about players who stand out or who's been in good form, things of that nature, Jordan Adebayo-Smith comes up quite frequently in this Revs 2 bunch. For good reason. He's been taking chances, been consistently good for a big chunk of the season. As that's threaded through nicely here, Miami could be in behind. It's a big chance. It's a big save from Jackson. Quinones then is taken out on the edge of the penalty area. Santiago Morales is going to be booked. But in the end, the big moment was Felipe Valencia being denied by Jacob Jackson after a great ball. Was able to be threaded through the back line here. Well, that's the biggest chance of the game so far. And Miami, once again, are thwarted by Jacob Jackson. Another look. It's a beautifully placed ball through the middle. Valencia maybe should have taken it a bit earlier. He's unlucky. It's a great save by Jackson. Maybe more comfortable than it looked initially, but he was well positioned, and Valencia is denied. You see there, Morales was booked on the tail end of that for his rash challenge on Kobe Quinones. Now then, Miami gets back to work. Flores, Valencia, looking for space. Felipe Valencia to the byline. His cross is blocked. Second try. Nobody there in black and pink. The header does allow Miami to potentially recycle the possession here. And we will settle with the throw. Sesak heads it in. It was flicked on by Gorbel. In the end, not dangerous enough to trouble Jackson, and this is a great outlet for Jordan Adebayo-Smith, but his touch lets him down here, and it trickles out of play. Well, that was the right idea. Jackson and Adebayo-Smith were on the same page there. Adebayo-Smith tried to use his pace to push it past Tyler Hall. In the end, he put too much on the ball in behind. This portion of the match is brought to you by AutoNation, the official automotive retailer and dealership of Inter Miami CF. Valencia for Miami. Advantage is played. Flores is invited into the attack. Flores is thrown down by Canyon Ridge. It is a free kick that Miami takes quickly here. Sesak hanging one in, putting too much on it, looking for Abadi Areta. And it's a goal kick for New England. Two other games going on right now, Chicago and Cincinnati. Early on, it's 0-0 there. Crown Legacy, what an inaugural season it's been. Coach Jose and company just continue to win. They're leading Atlanta by 2-0 early on in the second half. And they just continue to be the pace setters in the Eastern Conference, one of the two teams that New England is trying to hunt down at the top of the East, along with the defending champions, Columbus Crew 2. Trying to recreate the magic of last season and lift another Next Pro crown. Nice touch by Morales, but he's given it away. Connie Ridge stumbles at the wrong moment there, and Miami could possibly counter here. Nahib sends it forward. And it's well defended by Pierre Caillet, one of the veterans for Clint Pierre's group. Pierre Caillet coming into the game second in the league with 45 interceptions so far this season. He's just added another one there. He's able to get on the header as well there, Pierre Caillet. Another player that Clint Pierre highlighted for us. Someone that's been in good form in recent weeks. Must be said, New England sitting in third. They have only won once in their last 5. But 3 draws along the way have led to 3 penalty victories that have allowed them to stay where they are at the top of the table. Nahib here for Miami, chipping it to the back post. Johnson was lurking. Crucial header from Victor Souza. And Escobar comes back to deal with it for New England. Another dangerous moment there from the hosts. At the tail end, it trickles out of play, and Miami keeps it with a throw. Miami have looked the more likely in these opening 18 minutes. Can they be clinical and take a chance here? Or Bell. His pass picked off. He follows it up. Miami get on with it. It's flicked forward. Quinones controls nicely. Traffic. Marcos Diaz dispossessed. It's well dealt with there by Braxton Nahib. Converse sends it back to Gorbel and company to reset for the hosts here, Miami. Converse tried to slide that through on the far side. Dia Reda was making a good run. New England were able to cut it out before Inter Miami could get out and attack on that far side where they've been able to do some damage so far. This near side as well, this near side channel has provided some good opportunities for Braxton Nahib and company to create some opportunities for some half chances. Peyton Miller, Quinones from Diaz. Quinones again. Maybe a chance here. It was Escobar. It was first professional start who took aim. It was blocked. Quinones recycles the possession. Ridge runs into some space here, tries to slide it through for Jordan Adebayo-Smith, but it's too far in front of him, and Cole Jensen resets with 20 minutes gone. Of course, talking about the Eastern Conference, the top of it, Crew 2 had a wild affair on Friday night, 3-2 win over Toronto. North of the border. That was another crazy game. It's been another crazy match day in MLS Next Pro. So many teams trying to make up ground or fight for position. We've had some great games and plenty of drama. Miami have numbers here in the meantime. Braxton Nahib sliding it through. It nearly fell for Valencia as it ping-ponged around and deflected off of Calle. Once again, Jacob Jackson is there, and the bounce goes New England's way. There were 2 players in black and pink on this near side, ready to pounce. Nahib nearly created another chance for Miami. Quinones from Miller, trying to find Diaz on this near side. Tyler Hall is on the case from Miami. Sent forward by Gorbel. Dia Reda. Central for Morales. Braxton Nahib. Sesak. Great ball into the middle again, looking for Cameron Johnson. New England does enough to cut it out. And Colby Quinones takes no chances. Nice header by Tyler Hall to thwart the Adebayo-Smith opportunities. This portion of the match is brought to you by Florida Blue, the official health insurance of Inter Miami CF. As that shot comes in, dealt with again by Jacob Jackson rather comfortably as well. Just continues to be in fantastic form. Another look. It's being a nice shot from Nahi, but doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. It's rather comfortable in the end. Here's Diaz, Quinones. Diaz was asking for it back. Quinones gets it to him. Nice turn from Diaz. Out wide here, Escobar. Nice chop onto his right, back onto his left. Great centering pass as well. Miller forced back. Peyton Miller is able to lay it off. A shot does come in. It's a stinging effort from Benawashi. Palmed away by Jensen. Still not dealt with. Back into the middle looking for Diaz. Jensen holds. Now Benawashi, this is his first major action of the game so far. It's a good strike. Jensen able to palm it away, and then on the follow-up, just too close to the goalkeeper with Diaz lurking. A nice spell of play there from New England after they were under siege a little bit from the attacks on the Inter Miami side of the coin. And here the offside flag is up against Cameron Johnson. Free kick for New England. Near side, Quinones brought down right in front of Clint Pierre. And it is a free kick. Referee's going to have a word here with Cameron Johnson. I'm not sure if anything was said as he walked past Clint Pierre, although Clint Pierre did point and said maybe have a word with him. Referee does. It was a bit of a rash challenge in the way Cameron Johnson reacted afterwards. Just a warning. Nothing further, just the free kick. Two nice slithering balls through. Kobe Quinones. And Miller marauding through the middle. Rosansky is in support. He curls one in. It's dealt with on the back end, I should say, by Abadia Reda. Ezekiel Abadia Reda has been quite busy at times in this first half so far, at least over the last few minutes or so. Kaye, Rosansky, nice little move to get past one. Miller's invited, back to Rosansky, great give and go! Shot takes a deflection off of Tyler Hall, and it took the sting out of the shot for Cole Jensen to corral. Oh, worth another look here. It's a lovely give and go. Rosansky to Miller, right back to Rosansky. In the end, it's Tyler Hall who's able to stick a boot out on it. And that deflection really took all the danger out of the attempt. We are starting to see New England grab some momentum here midway through this first half. It was a bright start from Inter Miami, and in some ways they've still been the better team in this first half, but we are starting to see New England grow into this game. Diaz dispossessed. Nice hustle by Marcos Diaz to win it back after he gave it away. Pierre Kaye. First time ball, Miller tried to find Diaz. And the referee blows a whistle here. I think it was possibly handled by Marcos Diaz. It is a free kick for Miami. I think Marcos Diaz was trying to say that it was Miami who handled it. I think it was Nahib came across. It goes against New England in the end. That pass, though, is picked off. Morales couldn't corral it. Escobar. Near side. Miller. Plays it centrally. There's Escobar. Trying to keep it in play. He does it rather nicely, it must be said. And that is a challenge that is going to lead to a free kick for New England, won by Rosansky. Well, on the road, this is what the best teams can do. They can absorb the early pressure. A couple of big chances came Miami's way. They couldn't take them. New England has restored some order here as the first half has gone along. Now can they score the first goal? Pierre Caillet will serve this into the mixture. It is well held by Cole Jensen and well read, it must be said. Saw Cole Jensen along with his goalkeeping partner, Owen Finnerty, the backup today for Inter Miami, going through their paces in the warm-ups today, and just the calmness that they were using to go through those early warm-ups and the confidence that they have in their game. It's on display. You could say the same for the likes of Jacob Jackson as well. Referee has stopped it, by the way, for a hydro break as we are in the 30th minute of action. Must be said, first 15 minutes or so belonged to Inter Miami. They had the better chances. They created more opportunities, but the tide has shifted New England's way as the half has gone along, and they have been the ones that have been more on the front foot so far. Still no score, though. Jacob Jackson's been called into action once or twice. He's had to make the bigger saves, but Cole Jensen's been busy as well. But he's still well poised. 15 minutes and some added time to go in this first half. There's still no goals between Chicago and Cincinnati. That game kicked off around the same time our game did here. And Crown Legacy still leading Atlanta 2-0. They are at the 66th minute in that contest as well. Again, Jose Tavares, much like Clint Piet, I mean, they should be commended the way that they've been able to handle the season so far and put their teams in great position to make some real noise at the end of the season when we get to the new playoff format. It is going to be very, very exciting. No mistake about that. And what's also great about MLS Next Pro this season is, yes, some of the teams from last year are in the mix. No question about it. Columbus comes to mind, Tacoma as well. New England, although they didn't make it last year, were right there at the end of the season. But there have been some new teams that have emerged, whether it's because it's been their first year in MLS Next Pro. The likes of Austin comes to mind for sure, or because they've just improved and had a better season. Look at likes of Orlando City B, who are in 5th in the East in the live table at the moment as well. Atlanta, although they're a newer team as well. New York Red Bulls 2 in 4th as well, a new addition. They're making the most of things. In the Eastern Conference, I mean, talk about the season that Colorado Rapids 2 have had as well. They were in the bottom half for a big chunk of last season. Now they are the Western Conference leaders with just one defeat on their resume. It's what this league is all about. Having chances, not only for players, but for these teams, for these groups. And the improvement that Eric Boucher's boys have gone under from last year to this year should also be commended. No question about that. They sit on 40 points right now. Austin are in 2nd, just 4 points behind them. Back underway after the hydro break. This portion of the match is brought to you by Baptist Health, the official medical provider of Inter Miami CF. Sean St. Jacques here with you, MLSNextPro.com. No goals yet between these two, Miami and New England. Sent back for Souza to chase. Johnson is on his hip. Jackson is in support. Kaye controls with Rosansky. Two players that have been around since the USL League One days for New England under Clint Piet's tutelage. Continuing to make an impact and trying to press to get up to the first team. Although again, much like this team, it's so difficult to break through to Bruce Arena's group. There's just so much depth, so much talent with his group, with Clint Piet's group. This means that the future is rather bright for the New England organization, it must be said. Rosansky sliding it through for Ben Awashi. Great composure from Awashi, although Marcos Diaz does give the possession back to Joseph Converse. And Cole Jensen will reset for Miami here from the back. Braxton Nahib has space in front of him. This ball is threaded through. Lovely little give and go as well. That was the right idea as Alejandro Flores got involved, and then in the end is a foul and a free kick going New England's way here. Referees saying that that's the last straw or something. Maybe the amount of challenges in that area. Santiago Morales is the only player who's been booked on the Miami side of things, and no one has been booked yet for New England, with 10 minutes left in this opening half. Miller on the switch. Near side, Marcos Diaz. Tries to pick out a cross here. Diaz still trying to, looking for help. Want to keep possession on his own. Miller's in behind. Adebayo Smith turns. Has his shot blocked. Great work from Marcos Diaz. Miller hoping to facilitate the chance, and Adebayo Smith thwarted at the last second. Talk about patience and persistence from Marcos Diaz. He starts this whole sequence off, and then Jordan Adebayo Smith has the chance snuffed out as he turned and shot. Santiago Morales, Braxton Nahib. Threads a ball through beautifully. Jackson off his line, though, reads it perfectly. Under pressure from Abadi Areta. That's the ball that Miami's trying to get on here. Trying to connect through that far side. They got it that time, but just a fraction too hard on the hit. And Jacob Jackson is all over it. That ball in behind, looking for Marcos Diaz. And Cole Jensen shepherds it out. Another look. Beautifully placed ball here, just past Victor Souza. But in the end, Jacob Jackson reads it perfectly. It's the second or third time Miami's tried to play that exact same ball. It's the first time it worked, but Jacob Jackson again was ready for it on the back end. Abadi Areta has space to work with here. He pings it over to this near side. Braxton Nahib plays it central. Converse out wide. It's Felipe Valencia trying to push in a chase, but Kenny Ridge was having none of it. He deals with it. Escobar and Awashi helping out. That's great passing through that far side to get through the traffic. And Benawashi keeps on going here for New England. It's a lovely run. But he does give possession back in the end. Johnson. Nahib. Sesak. Out wide by Kevin Gorbel. Can Miami find the first goal of the match? Ball in the end is miscued onto this near side. Nobody there for Miami. And New England regains possession. 6 minutes left in the half. There is a New England player that is struggling a bit here. Referee's going to ask for attention to come on. Well, we hope this isn't too serious. Happened away from the play after that ball was fizzled wide and missed its target on this near side. Give an opportunity for players once again to get rehydrated. Chance for us to recap briefly what's happened so far. First 15, 20 minutes, Miami were the better of the two teams. On the front foot, constantly had the better chances, calling Jacob Jackson into action on multiple occasions. But since then, it's been New England who have turned the tide. Now, the concern is on whether or not Benawashi is okay. He was the player that was slow to continue here. He's also the one currently walking towards the sideline here, number 40 in white and red. We'll see if New England do have to make any changes here. Or if they will just continue to look at Benawashi and implement the off-the-field treatment rule here. New England might have to play down a player, although it appears they might make the change in the end. And that is exactly what they're going to do. Well, it is tough to see Benawashi leave us this early. Brandon Bueno is going to come on and take his place. Benawashi had a big shot on target earlier in the half. We hope that it is not too serious for him moving forward, but for now, we'll get more attention, and Brandon Bueno will take his place. Curious to see if Clint Pierre was going to maybe go with the off-the-field treatment rule just to see if Benawashi would be okay after the few minutes went by where New England was going to be playing a man light, but clearly they have seen that this needed to happen, needed to make a change. And Brandon Bueno is on. Here's Pierre Caillé for New England, last few minutes of the half. Diaz. Adebayo Smith, nice hold-up play. Peyton Miller back into the middle. And Converse cuts it out. Only as far as Rosansky. Diaz. Quinones Through to Marcos Diaz. And his curling shot didn't have enough sting in it to really trouble Cole Jensen in the end. He was able to make the save. It's more good build-up and interplay here from New England. You could see what Marcos Diaz was trying to do, trying to curl it into that bottom corner. But in the end, it was too central, and Cole Jensen was able to corral it. Lovely ball played through there for Morales. A chance to continue forward here. Braxton Nahib. Nick Sesak. Nahib assesses his options. Has Sesak over the top. Nick Sesak goes down. Referee gives a corner for Miami with a minute and a half left of the 45. Well, again, a nice passage of play from Revs too, but it's been answered with another good attacking move from Miami here. And the boys in black and pink land the first blow here. Alejandro Flores will take the corner for Federico Higuain's group. It's served in nicely. Chance to attack it at the back post. It's headed out. A shot does come in, but it is sent wide of the goal from Abadi Arreta. Those are always difficult to get right. You have to hit it sweetly and then has to find a way through all the traffic on the edge of the penalty area. Not an easy task. In the end, New England get possession back. Adebayo Smith sends it out wide. Bueno sends it forward for Escobar. Rosansky. Escobar. Escobar out wide. Ball into the middle. Adebayo Smith. Right down the middle. And Cole Jensen is there as we enter 5 added minutes at the end of the half. And again, New England dangerous in the attack. Bueno's ball in was perfectly placed. Adebayo Smith was able to get hold of it, but couldn't beat the goalkeeper. Abadi Arreta trying to free Cameron Johnson on this near side. Jackson will reset for the Revs. Peyton Miller, Diaz. First time ball through for Adebayo Smith. Bueno. Out wide for Escobar. Diaz. Adebayo Smith trying to get it back to Marcos Diaz. And he's cleared away by Gorbel. Another good move. Can Miami answer again? Johnson. It's for Converse and company to move forward. Still time for someone to take a lead into the locker room here in Fort Lauderdale. Sesak. Able to get Flores involved. Braxton Nahib sends it down that far side. Felipe Valencia had a chance to get on the end of it, but it's just a fraction in front of him. And it is out for a goal kick. With 3 minutes of the minimum of 5 left to play in this first half. A half that has certainly ebbed and flowed. Miami had the better of it early. New England has grown into the game since and probably had the better of the proceedings in the half overall, the visitors, but it is still very much up for grabs. One back by Miami. Morales. Still Santiago Morales, looks for help. Gets it back from Nahib. It's played centrally. Flores. Morales. Valencia gets involved. Converse out wide. Abadia Reda gets into the penalty area. Kenyeridge is on the case, but it's one back. Abadia Reda didn't give up on the play. Converse. Sesak. Good spell of possession here from Miami. Flores central. Flores gets it back, but the whistle goes. And Escobar wins a free kick for New England. Take the sting out of the attack. Sent forward by Jackson. Quinones dispossessed. Morales. Another chance for Miami here in the final added minute. Sent forward for Valencia. Clean challenge. New England wins it back. Adebayo Smith a push and a chase. Jordan Adebayo Smith is in for New England. Oh, and it's well recovered by Tyler Hall. Adebayo Smith cut in on his right to avoid one defender, but it allowed the other, Tyler Hall, to get back in time to snuff out the chance. And in the end, Kevin Gorbel forcing Adebayo Smith inward is what allowed his compatriot Tyler Hall to get back in time to make that critical challenge and stop New England from getting a big, big chance. Gorbel out wide to Abadia Reda. Referee blows the whistle, and that is how the first half ends here in Fort Lauderdale. Plenty of action. Both teams had a wealth of opportunities in that first half, but it is Inter Miami 0, New England 0, and it is very well poised for the second half here at Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Big second half still to come, make no mistake about that. In the meantime, classic fan favorite from 2001, Goalie Wars, is back. The MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T 5G on Tuesday, July 18th. 4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers will face off in a head-to-head single elimination tournament. In each 90-second round, goalies must defend their net while trying to score on the opponent by kick, throw, or drop kick. You won't want to miss it. Here are the goalkeepers selected for the action.
Shaking hands, and it starts first. Goes for the arm. Look at Zach.
A special save for Damian Loss.
He gave the dummy the look, no look.
Carvalho cannot get it past Martino, who gets a second save.
Sliding it through, Osorio, forward ball's here for Nessie! Brilliant save by Walker.
It starts first, goes
Okay, Henry's open, good save, Valdez.
Well, we can't wait to see how all of that plays out. It's 0-0 here at Dry Pink at the half. One team scored a season-best 7 goals. 2 matches went 0-0. We saw lots of weather delays in one match that went to round 10 in the shootout, plus an MLS signing milestone. Just a typical week in MLS Next Pro. Michelle and Samara have it all in the Matchday Rewind.
Matchday 15 gave us more than we could even ask for. Samara and I are here with the biggest moments from this week in MLS Next Pro.
One of the most noteworthy moments was a new record being set for most goal scorers in a single match. Sporting KC2 had 7 players scoring a goal in their 7-1 wipeout over Whitecaps FC2, also setting the highest goal scoring total in the 2023 MLS Next Pro campaign to date. There were so many goals that the feat caught Coach Benny Feilhaber by surprise. He did have a favorite one though.
I actually didn't even realize that. I guess I'll take the Draper goal. I think it was the last goal was really good, where we had pretty high press. I think that was in maybe 80th minute, 85th minute, late in the game, where we pressed them. We created an opportunity to steal it. Lucas read it really well, and then was able to kind of scoot around a couple of guys and deliver a really good cross to the back post, where we had the opposite winger making that run, which we talk about in training. So. One of my favorites. I can't remember all of them right now.
And while there weren't nearly as many goals, the lone one in Rapids 2 game against St. Louis City 2 was just as meaningful. After being sidelined by injury on May 31st, Remy Cabral made his super sub hero return, scoring the only goal of the game to keep Rapids 2 perfect on the road. In the 81st minute, Cabral broke the deadlock off a perfect pass from Yosuke Hanya, earning his 5th goal of the season and proving his time away didn't slow down his ability to find the back of the net.
Speaking of meaningful goals, Crown Legacy FC's Joao Pedro had one of his own. The 20-year-old lifted his team to a stoppage time victory thanks to a very well taken penalty kick, which happened to be his first goal of the season. Pedro also came in clutch, delivering an assist to teammate David Pareba for the equalizer. The comeback win keeps the North Carolina team in control of the East for another week.
And in addition to all the action on the field, MLS Next Pro reached a milestone off of it. Vancouver Whitecaps signing of Levante Johnson to a first-team contract marked the 50th MLS Next Pro player to sign with their first team. Just a year and a half into the league's existence, and the pathway to pro is alive and well. From the very first, Noah Allen signing with Inter Miami on March 11th of last year, to Johnson marking us halfway to 100, things are only getting started.
With July coming in on a hot start, we can't wait to see what Matchday 15 brings. We'll see you back here next weekend with everything that stood out.
Well, great stuff there, as always. One player had a hat trick and one team had 5 assists. What were the week's best performances? We head back to the spotlight to find out.
Matchday 15 saw another very deserving group of guys take the spotlight, starting with your MLS Next Rising star, Union 2's Luciano Sanchez. The 18-year-old's game-clinching goal took place just 26 minutes into his appearance off the bench. Thanks to a heads-up pass by Boubacar Diallo, Sanchez was led to a 1v1 situation, outmaneuvered an oncoming defender, and then slipped the ball past the keeper for Union 2's 3rd goal of the match. It also marked his 3rd goal of the season and his first Rising Star honor. For Minnesota United FC2's Cameron Lacey, a first professional hat trick will do the trick to earn him his first MLS Next Pro Player of the Week honor. The 22-year-old striker's first goal came by way of PK in stoppage time of the first half before he went on to earn a brace in the second. In one match, he doubled his goal total for the year and helped his team return the favor to Timbers 2, who just put 4 on them to open June. But according to the hat trick hero, this performance is only going to propel them further.
And the sky's the limit for this group. It's a super talented group, super talented coaching staff, and super talented club. So this club can go to the sky. The sky's the limit.
Well, if the sky's the limit for them, the top corner of the box is the limit for Charlie Ostrom's best goal of Matchday 15. The Fire 2 forward with a one-touch bender, as a defender came on, sailed this one to the top right corner of the box. It not only earned him best goal of the match day, it also marked a brace performance for the 23-year-old, helping Fire 2 end Crew 2's 4-game unbeaten streak and handing them their second 2-goal defeat in just as many matchups. In rounding us out for match day 15, the team honor could really only go to one group, Sporting Kansas City 2. The team's 7 different goal scorers were helped out by 5 assists. That also marks the most by a single team on the match day. The offensive output helped SKC2 top the leader of the Pacific Division and moves them into a tie for 5th alongside Orlando City B and Union 2 for most goals on the season with 30. Each week, these guys give us spotlight-worthy performances. Can't wait to see what they do for match day 16.
Back here at Tri-Pink Stadium, it is Inter Miami 0, New England 0. Excited for the second half. We are moments away from it. In the meantime, though, next week, we will see the debut of the MLS Next Pro version of El Tráfico. Everyone is excited for it. Nicole Beckelman has more on it.
Heated rivalries in Major League Soccer is making its way to MLS Next Pro. Players, coaches, and fans from each organization understand the significance of coming out victorious in this match. On July 12th, LAFC 2 and LA Galaxy 2 will clash in MLS Next Pro's first ever edition of El Tráfico.
And it in! The second goal for LA.
Now a shot at the R level.
Long attempt. Oh my! Malik, he's locked it home.
Dispossessed is a chance and it's a goal!
So Adam, you grew up in LA. You're quite familiar with the rivalry between these two teams. How would you describe El Tráfico?
It's the biggest rivalry there is in Major League Soccer. Every game between the two is just a huge battle from the U12s all the way to the senior team.
From inside, it's a special game. They are here to take what we have, what we won 5 championships. So it's a special game, it's different. It doesn't matter the position that you are, if you're in first place, last place. Those games are the games that you don't want to lose.
It has been always like a very important game, not only for the players, for the organization, and it's something when we can just see that rivalry that we built like at the beginning of the club in 2018, that is growing and growing and growing. No, at the end, I think that is very good for the game. It's very good for the city, and I think that at the end it's also very good for the players that have the opportunity to experience a really big game here in LA.
You got 2 teams in one city competing, wanting to be crowned the best team in LA. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
Mark throwing his body in, it's going to fall for Ibrahimovic! Oh, come on!
When you step out on that pitch on July 12th, what are you going to bring to help your team win this thing?
For sure, more fire than any game before. Fierceness and just give it all on the pitch that day. We're a lot stronger together. There's a saying that goes, alone you go faster, but together you go further. And I believe that if we play together as a team and everyone does their job, we could come out winning this thing.
You played in a lot of rivalry games, but why is this match different?
I think it's the first game, the first time, the last time, it's all stay for history, if we can say it like that. Is the team that's gonna win, the guy that's gonna score the first goal in the MLS Next Pro, El Tráfico. Maybe it's the first PK save, all this, it's stats, it stays for the history. I think the players have the chance to do it. And maybe in 10 years we're gonna go back to the first El Tráfico, this player scored that goal, so they can have their name in the history of the soccer or the El Tráfico. So it's important. It's good, and they have to understand that.
We were just the new team stepping into their territory. I think that is making it a bit special too, okay? Because we have always that desire just to win, but also to compete and to show them that right now we are just coming, just not only just for a few months, we are coming here just to stay.
Oh my goodness! LAFC 2 comes up with a moment of brilliance.
You
you actually played in an El Tráfico match in 2021. Give me all the details of that moment in your career.
It was a surreal moment. It was kind of a pinch me moment, like you don't really think about these moments when you're living it. It kind of becomes normal to us because we do this every single day. But like once you like sit down and really think about it, it's just crazy, Like I remember after the game, one of my boys called me and he was like, "Bro, you literally just got subbed off by El Tráfico. Like, how do you feel?" And I was just like, "Bro, like, it's crazy, But it was just a dream come true. I'm blessed and thank God, it happened here in front of my family and my friends, I've only played against the Galaxy twice. Once my U17 season, which I was dropped down for, and then obviously I played in the Open Cup against the first team. And just every game I'm willing to let's say, die on the pitch for just to get that dub.
What would winning this match mean to you?
Winning this match would mean a lot to not just me, but to all the fans and all the supporters and all the people that believe in us. It's more than just positions and standings in this league. It's between us two, the team. I want to go home feeling like we did something good, and make everybody proud of us. And I want to make every ex-Galaxy fan feel that they made the wrong decision by choosing our rival. It's just a huge rivalry, so I think winning in no matter whichever age group is just super important. I'm ready to win and ready to do whatever it takes to come out on top. You have to die for this badge and you have to die for the city, and we have to win this game.
Well, it's always a big deal when those two get together. We can't wait for it. As we take a look back at some recent results in MLS Next Pro, we saw Crew 2 win in Canada by 3-2 on Friday. And Austin just keep on rolling, winning that in-state derby against Houston. And Colorado Rapids 2 currently at the top of the Western Conference. We'll see Crown Legacy in New England meet on Wednesday, and then El Tráfico on Wednesday, 10 p.m. You won't want to miss it. Los Dos against LAFC 2. It's going to be a tremendous encounter. And then on Saturday, Whitecaps FC 2 take on Timbers 2 as this great second season of MLS Next Pro continues to roll on. It is 0-0 here at Dry Pink Stadium between Miami and New England at the half. Time to recap the first 45 minutes with halftime highlights. And again, first 15-20 minutes, it really was Inter Miami on the front foot. Big chance in behind here for Felipe Valencia. Huge save from Jacob Jackson in the early stages. Braxton Nahib, great cross, looking for Cameron Johnson, who just couldn't quite get his head to it. Benawashi was substituted in the half before he was. He took a huge shot at it there outside of his penalty area. Couldn't quite get the hit there. Then Miller, great give and go. Rosansky gets a shot on target, but it was deflected on the way through. Quinones finding Marcos Diaz here, latter stages of the first half. Another Cole Jensen save. Made sure it stayed at 0-0, and then again, New England, a chance for Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Jensen saves, and that is where we stand at the half. It is 0-0 between Miami and New England. Shots on target and shots in general favoring New England as we look at the halftime match stats. And it really was the last 15-20 minutes or so, maybe even going to the 25-minute mark, where New England really asserted their dominance over Miami in this game, but Miami still were able to find some chances in the middle of all of that. And it is very well poised for the second half, the second 45 minutes here at Dry Pink in Fort Lauderdale. New England, I think we could say, just about edged it in the first half. It was relatively even on the whole, but New England towards the end of the half in particular had the better of the chances. Both Jensen and Jackson had the wherewithal to make some big saves throughout the half as well. The respective goalkeepers did their jobs, and we will see which side can put together some chances and take some opportunities as well. Well, as I say that, we have been told that there is a weather delay at Dry Pink Stadium. We will step aside, and hopefully we will be back as soon as possible with the second half between Miami and New England. Sean St. Jacques back here with you on the back end, luckily, of a weather delay. We hope Mother Nature cooperates with us. We are at the half between Inter Miami and New England here at Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It is indeed 0-0 at the break. Here's both teams warming up for the start of the second half. After that start of the second half was briefly delayed due to the weather in the Fort Lauderdale and South Florida area. We're hoping it will stay clear enough so we can finish. It's been a good match so far. Both teams have had big opportunities so far tonight. Cole Jensen, the goalkeeper for Inter Miami CF2, and Jacob Jackson, New England Revolution 2's goalkeeper, have both been called into action. Both have made big saves in the game so far. After the first 15 or 20 minutes where we saw Miami dictate the tempo, the last 25 minutes or so of that first half saw New England grow into the game and have just about the better of things in the first half as we await the first big moment, the first goal of this game that could be oh so crucial between these two. And after that weather delay, we will see the teams switch sides for the start of the second half, with New England in their road whites with the red and navy blue trim. Inter Miami in their blacks with the pink trim, and we have been told that neither side has made any changes to their respective squads after our brief weather delay here in Fort Lauderdale. Jacob Jackson, for New England in particular, was busy in that first half. Cole Jensen was busy as well, but the big chances came Miami's way, I think, as far as quality, but quantity-wise, it was New England that had more of the opportunities in the first 45 minutes of this one. Sean St. Jacques back here with you. We are on MLSNextPro.com. Appreciate you sticking with us after that brief weather delay. It will be Jacob Brzezinski for New England that will restart the game here at Dry Pink Stadium. Our referee is J.J. Belinsky. We await the sound of his whistle. The ball rolls, and we are back underway after the weather delay. It is 0-0, Miami and New England. Miami trying to climb up from the bottom half of the table, currently sitting in 13th place in the Eastern Conference. New England sitting in third going into the night, hoping that they can keep pace with the likes of Columbus and Crown Legacy as well at the top of the Eastern Conference. But again, don't let the place in the table fool you. Miami at home this season has won 3 of its 4 wins here at this campaign. And here a challenge comes in. Referee goes to his pocket and brandishes a yellow card here within a minute at the start of this second half. Felipe Valencia is the player who has received that yellow card. Since we did have a delay, it's worth mentioning as well, Santiago Morales for Miami also has been booked, so Valencia and Morales playing with a yellow card in this second half. Nobody for New England has been booked as of yet. New England had to make a first half substitution. Unfortunately, Benawashi left with an injury. Brandon Bueno came on in his stead, and that has been a big alteration of the game so far. Nothing else has changed. This is Cam Johnson trying to get in behind here for Miami. Jacob Jackson is able to clear the lines for New England, but Rosanski's header sees it go back to Miami. One back by Marcos Diaz. But then his touch sees Miami regain possession. Johnson for Valencia. The ball is floated nicely out to the far side. Again, Miami trying to start very strong, the way they started the first half of this game. A chance to talk with Clint Piet earlier in the week about the Huntsville result. It was a 0-0 draw. Miami, I should say New England, beg your pardon, won on spot kicks in the end to get 2 points. But Clint Piet said the first half, the intensity wasn't there. We weren't playing the way we need to play in a game like that. But the second half is where they played much better and were much the better side in that second half last time out. But in the end, had to settle for just the 2 points in the end. I'm sure Clint Piet is hoping that they can improve on the second half here as well. Morales for Miami will play that out wide. Chance for a cross to come in. It was a decent ball from Nick Sesak. Chance for Converse to pick up the pieces here for Inter Miami. This played square to this near side. Gorbel. Madia Reba played it centrally. This is something we only saw in spurts in the first half for Miami, a long spell of possession. What can they do with it? Sesak down the far side. Ball is helped down towards Johnson, who picks it up for Miami. Kaye is defending. Johnson's ball in is deflected out for a corner. So much like the start of the game, Miami not wasting any time. They get a set piece opportunity here. Can they find the opening goal and change the complexion of the match? Ball is whipped in dangerously towards Johnson, and then behind him was Gorbel. Neither of whom could really make definitive contact on it, and it's a New England throw on the back end here. Well, the service in was just about spot on. Nobody really was able to attack it. Johnson was obviously having to deal with a defender on the way through, but it did appear that Kevin Gorbel had a chance there, just didn't anticipate it was going to go through to him, and he misjudged it. One game has gone final in Next Pro. It happened during our weather delay. And lo and behold, it's another win for Crown Legacy. 3-1 over Atlanta United 2. They just keep on rolling. And New England is trying to match here in Fort Lauderdale. Adebayo Smith wins it back. Peyton Miller scores! Jordan Adebayo Smith sets it up. And it's the youngster, Peyton Miller, who finishes it off for New England. Revs to land an early second half sucker punch, and they lead by a 0-0. Adebayo Smith does the hard work here, and it's a delicate finish from Peyton Miller. It's beautifully done by Clint Piet's boys here. And after Miami was off to such a good start, New England have an answer, and they lead by a 0-0 in Fort Lauderdale. It is Peyton Miller's first professional goal. He has been a bright spot for New England this season. He's really come on. And what a reward for him after the great work from Jordan Adebayo Smith, who picks up his third assist of the season. And all of the great work that Miami had done at the start of this half has been undone by some great New England pressure. But now Valencia is in behind for Miami, trying to equalize, and he hits it into the side netting. And it is out for a goal kick. Great response from Federico Higuain's boys. Felipe Valencia hits it into the side netting. Good look here. Morales slipping it through, and Valencia did have Johnson available, but he takes aim and wasn't able to find the target. Peyton Miller, 15 years old, Evolution Academy product from Unionville, Connecticut. What a moment for him here in South Florida. And New England have to try and defend their lead here. Ball into the middle, was looking for Johnson. Crucial touch by Victor Souza. We'll We'll see if that opens the game up here. That goal by Peyton Miller. Valencia continues to work. In for Johnson. Still kept alive. Converse recycles it. Braxton Nahib keeps it alive for Miami. Abadia Reda. He looks for some space, thinks better of it. Gorbel plays it square. Tyler Hall had a huge defensive moment against Jordan Adebayo-Smith in the first half. Abadia Reda, can he find a teammate in the penalty area? It's a decent ball looking for Braxton Nahib. It's dealt with by the goal scorer Miller, and Miami will settle for a throw on the far side. Well, we saw the way New England responded to Miami's bright start. Can Miami find a reply here? England on the road this season does have 3 victories out of 8 road trips. 1 draw, of course they got 2 points in that in a shootout. Marcos Diaz tries to find Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Adebayo-Smith gets in behind. Big chance here for New England. Oh, brilliant save by Cole Jensen. Jordan Adebayo-Smith did all of the hard work here. Was able to get past Converse, and we hope Converse is okay. He was left behind there, but it's an absolutely jaw-dropping save here from Cole Jensen at point-blank range. Now the concern is for Joseph Converse, who injured himself trying to stop Jordan Adebayo-Smith in transition. We will see if Federico Higuain will have to make an alteration here. It is a corner in the end as Cole Jensen comes to the rescue here for Inter Miami to keep it at 1-0 for now, when it looked like Jordan Adebayo-Smith had him just about done in behind, and it's a huge chance for New England to take a 2-0 lead that gets thwarted in the end by the great goalkeeping of Cole Jensen. The stoppage is to make sure Joseph Converse is okay, or whether or not Miami is going to have to make an injury substitution, just like New England did in the first half before we had that weather delay. We can take you back in the meantime to the goal that has New England in front. Jordan Adebayo-Smith did all of the hard work, and it was such a delicate little dink from Peyton Miller, and the teenager scoring his first professional goal for Revs 2 here, getting on the score sheet. And the Connecticut native, what a moment for him here in South Florida. And then Cole Jensen, beg your pardon, with that huge save to deny Jordan Adebayo-Smith moments afterwards. Again, we do see Joseph Converse leave the field here. And we hope that he is okay. In the end, Miami is going to make the change here. Converse, unfortunate for him. Hopefully he's okay. He is off. Abel Caputo, we're told, he's going to come on and replace him as New England have a corner upcoming here. He's whipped in. It's headed down into a dangerous area. Kaye is nearly able to put that on frame, but it was blocked on the way through. It's great skill by Escobar to keep it in possession with New England. Revs 2 will build from the back. There's the confirmation of the injury change. Caputo comes on. It's a like-for-like change for the injured Converse. Hope that it is not too serious for him moving forward. Here is Colby Quinones for New England. Connie Ridge, near side. Escobar on his first professional start. This time there by Marcos Diaz. Good pressure from Connie Ridge. It's going to stay with New England here. And again, there's Caputo. Enters. That, of course, just to confirm, is for the injured Converse. So after it was briefly 11 on 10, it is back to full strength for both teams. Great skill there from Escobar, beautifully done. Marcos Diaz behind Colby Quinones, but it's picked up by Rosansky. Now Kaye into the middle, looking for Diaz. And it's just behind him. A fraction too firm on a beautiful ball into the penalty area. It was just about perfectly placed here from Kaye, just a fraction too hard on the hit. And Marcos Diaz had to lunge, but couldn't get a piece of it. Sliced through for Felipe Valencia, who brushes off the challenge from Rosansky. This is Santiago Morales. They switch of play to the far side. Braxton Nahib. Felipe Valencia. Diarreta trying to thread it through. Morales tries to assess his options. He has Caputo. Caputo pings it out wide again. Nahib. Sesak back out wide. Nahib's ball in, dealt with by Pierre Kaye. Sesak was able to recycle the possession for Miami. Good speed from Diarreta to keep the ball in play. 30 minutes left in Fort Lauderdale after we had a weather delay for the start of the second half. Peyton Miller has New England ahead. This portion of the match is brought to you by Auto Nation, the official automotive retailer and dealership of Inter Miami CF. One back by Diaz. First touch from Adebayo Smith, tried to play in the goal scorer Miller. That connection didn't quite work out on that occasion. Snuffed out by Nick Sesak. But Diarreta snuffed out by Connie Ridge. All the way back to Jackson. So Miami pressure, Kaye. Sousa to Connie Ridge. Just about kept in by Escobar, who's taken out by Caputo. And it's a free kick. I think there was a few Miami players, including their coach, Federico Higuain, who were wondering if that had gone out of play, but in the end, New England wins a free kick. Pressure from Brandon Bueno here, the substitute. Too much pressure in the end. And Miami resets with a set piece. In behind this goes for Cameron Johnson. Pushing a chase past Kaye. And Kaye, with a little bit of help from Quinones, deals with the situation. That ball He's given away. Rosansky nearly won it back, but it falls to Caputo, substitute. Padilla Reda. Abel Caputo. Can Miami find a leveler? The ball sliced through. Caputo helps it onto this near side. Padilla Reda into the middle centrally. Morales. Padilla Reda is able to keep this alive. He does shoot. It's blocked by Victor Souza. Out for a corner it goes for Miami. Well, that was a real chance. Great effort. Ezequiel Abadilla Reda didn't give up on the play. He wins his side a set piece here. Ball is whipped in, headed on target by Tyler Hall. Easy enough for Jacob Jackson. Kobe Quinones now. Since the goal has gone in, Miami's response has been great. They've not been able to find a rebuttal as of yet. Bueno to Jordan Adebayo-Smith. It's a great hold-up play again. Here is Escobar. Roger Escobar, first ever pro start, finding Marcos Diaz. Diaz assessing his options. Near side it goes, Connie Ridge. In the end, it's sent out of play by Felipe Valencia. It stays with Revs too, with 25 minutes plus potentially some injury time, you'd think, on the back end of things here. Table, if it stays like this, New England would jump back up to second. In the East, and Miller already scoring once. Tried to add a second. It was a great ball in. Brandon Bueno's been active in this second half. In the end, it nestled on top of the net instead of inside of the net. Miller nearly doubled his money there. Side, Abadilla Reda. Can Miami find a goal here? At home is where they've been able to get results. On the road is really where they've struggled. It's an opportunity like this. Need to take some points from it. At least a point, you would hope, from a Miami perspective, against one of the best teams in the East. There's still time for Federico Higuain's group to get back into this. It's another great run. Morales. And no advantage came from that, so it's a free kick. This is a good set-piece opportunity for Inter Miami in search of an equalizing goal. Valencia, Morales, and Nahib standing over the free kick, although now Miami are going to make some substitutions, and Nahib, he's going to exit here. Jack Pim is going to come on. It's actually a double change in the end. Lorenzo D'Agostini is going to come on as well. Alejandro Flores exits. So Flores and Nahib off. D'Agostino and Pim on for Miami. Leaves Morales and Valencia over this free kick. It is Morales. Wasn't a bad effort, but it was central and easy enough for the in-form Jacob Jackson. Jensen clears at the other end for Miami. Bueno is fouled. That is a free kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by Florida Blue, the official health insurance of Inter Miami CF. Rosansky will stand over the free kick that was won by the substitute Bueno. Calle. Chested down by Diaz. Quinones gets it back to Marcos Diaz. Nice ball threaded through there. Rosansky back for Diaz. Two to aim at in the middle, but Marcos Diaz is dispossessed. Jack Pim, the substitute, does his job, but he gives it right back to Miller. And then Rosansky's first touch. Sees Miami get it back in possession. Chance here for D'Agostini to move things in the right direction for Miami. Pim is in support. Given away to Rosansky. Now Miller, essentially for Escobar. Gets it back from Adebayo Smith. Escobar shoots! Carried away by Jensen. And it's cleared out. Well, Escobar has already played in 4 prior games to his pro start. It's the under-17 MLS Next MVP. He's going to play in the MLS Next All-Star game next week, and he nearly scored. And that is actually going to be his last act. Well, gets his first ever pro start, and Ultra Escobar showed very, very well. He will come off. Malcolm Fry replaces him. And on the other side of things, Italo is going to come on as well. And the goal scorer, Peyton Miller, comes off after a memorable moment and performance for him. The teenager from Connecticut scoring that first professional goal. And his day is done as the rain picks up again here in Fort Lauderdale. See how that impacts the rest of the match. Malcolm Fry comes on. He's been a star at MLS Next Cup last year in particular. New England has been one of the bright spots at Next Cup in recent seasons. They have lifted the crown. The under-19 level. They're back-to-back champs, actually, at the under-19s stage. 2 straight under-19 MLS Next Cup titles for New England. So we talked about how bright the future is for the first team and the Next Pro side. It goes even deeper than that for the New England system. Now then, Miami back on the attack here. Great ball across by the substitute, D'Agostini. Calle gets a crucial boot to it. Morales. It was won back by Caputo. It is Italo who clears. And now Adebayo Smith had a brief window. It could have been played in there, but again, Cole Jensen continues to have a strong game for Miami in goal. Controlled by Tyler Hall. but he gives it away. Diaz plays in Jordan Adebayo-Smith. He was thwarted the first time. Oh, and he's missed this one. Jordan Adebayo-Smith for the second time on a breakaway, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he misses the target. Cole Jensen came out well off of his line to try and stop him, and it's paid off. Now Jordan Adebayo-Smith could have had a brace in this second half. He already has an assist on the first goal. And Inter Miami, after giving the ball away high up the field, lived to tell the tale, although they've done it again. But a foul has been called here. Malcolm Fry and Marcos Diaz frustrated they couldn't continue on. Miami are back in possession. It's Pim in behind Agostini, and the flag is up. Offside. Negates any further action. In the 74th minute, after that opportunity goes by the wayside here, it appears we will have a second half hydro break, with New England leading Miami by a Peyton Miller goal to nil. After some great work from Jordan Adebayo-Smith, although he's been frustrated these last few minutes of this second half, had two one-on-one opportunities with the goalkeeper. The first time Cole Jensen thwarted him, and the second time Jordan Adebayo-Smith missed the target with his chance. New England could have had three in this second half. They have to settle for the one at the moment. Goals, that is, of course. They're hoping they don't have to do that on the points side of things. There is still 15 minutes plus some injury time left to sort this out. If Miami can equalize, we would go to another kicks from the spot scenario where New England tends to thrive. They're 4 for 4 in penalties this season. We have a brief hydro break, and we have 15 big minutes ahead of us. This portion of the match is brought to you by Baptist Health, the official medical provider of Inter Miami CF. Foul and a free kick goes New England's way here at midfield. Rain continues to come down here at Dry Pink Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, South Florida to be exact. Sean St. Jacques here with you, our entire crew. MLSNextPro.com. We appreciate you sticking with us through that weather delay in the first half. There were no goals after 45 minutes. Peyton Miller changed that. In the second half, New England could have had two more. Miami has had some chances, but they have not been definitive enough, I should say, to get them on level terms, at least as of yet. Still have 14 minutes and change to turn the game on its head. Kevin Gorbel controls for Miami, and again at the back. Miami are a bit tentative here. They've given the ball away a couple of times high up the field. New England pounced on one opportunity, but the other two they let go by the wayside. Maybe a chance here for Johnson. He tries to shoot, and deflected maybe once or twice through the traffic on its way into the penalty area, and the sting was taken out of the shot for Jackson to hold on. Again, as far as the Eastern Conference is concerned, New England would go back into second ahead of Columbus. If this result holds, Miami would stay 1 point behind Toronto, who are currently in 12th place at the bottom of the table. A chance here for Miami to counterattack. That's a slicing ball through here for Felipe Valencia. Valencia will shoot! It's saved by Jackson. And it goes for a corner. Well, Felipe Valencia was waiting to see if anyone would join him in the attack. He decided to go for goal instead. It's a vicious strike, it must be said. But Jacob Jackson had it covered. And a set piece is upcoming here for Inter Miami. Santiago Morales is going to stand over this set piece, although there is a New England player being stretched out at the moment, away from the play. Used to be Jacob Rosansky, who was having a bit of an issue there. And the referee, I think, might have to implement the off-the-field treatment rule here unless Clint Piet wants to make a change, which would put New England down to 10 for a few minutes here. It's Rosansky who needs to leave the field. I believe that's what our waiting for here. Although now New England is going to, it appears, make a change. We will see. Rosansky, we're told, is likely to come off. Just over 10 minutes of the 90 left. Madia Reda on the short corner. Whips in a good ball. It is headed down. It's redirected over the top by Sousa, who didn't know too much about it. It goes back out for another Miami corner. Madia Reda. Valencia serves it in. Diaz heads it to Morales. Santiago Morales plays it in. It's Cameron Johnson. Deflected by Quinones, out for a corner again. Great pressure here from Miami in the final minutes. There's the sub. Rosansky came off. And Santiago Suarez took his place. Ball is whipped in at the near post, and Johnson saw it go under his boots. Miami reset. Can they find a late equalizing goal here? Really good spell over these last few moments. Bell out wide. Tyler Hall. Just flaring it over the top. It was chested towards the penalty area. Kaye cuts it out. Chance for New England maybe to break here. Marcos Diaz had the right idea, trying to find Malcolm Fry on this near side, but it was cut out. Nice defending by Kevin Gorbel. Now Morales for Miami. With Malcolm Fry for company. Fry sends it out of play for a throw. Sesak. Oh, was nearly about to run. A little dummy by Agostini, I should say. Didn't quite pay off for him on that occasion. Gorbel. Madia Reda. Plays it centrally. Morales. Tried a sweeping attempt, but it is out of play for a goal kick. Still time for Miami to equalize in these dying embers and potentially send this to a shootout and claim a point from New England. New England are a few minutes away here, plus stoppage time from doing the double over Miami. It would be 2 1-0s to boot. There's still time. That is a drag back and a tactical foul if I've ever seen one from Italo, and Italo is booked. Sets up a Miami set piece opportunity. Confirmation of Italo's booking. Gorbel. Blocked by Diaz. Diaz sends the ball through, trying to play in Adebayo Smith, and it's cleaned up at the back by Tyler Hall. This is exactly where New England wants the ball here in the final stages. Six minutes of the 90 still to play here on MLSNextPro.com. Had a weather delay before the beginning of the second half. Peyton Miller, who has since been substituted, his goal is the difference at the moment. Malcolm Fry here for New England. Little give and go with the Connie Ridge. Malcolm Fry runs out of room. It's a Miami throw. Bit of a shirt pull there. Augustini wins a free kick. There was a ball that was thrown there, it appears. A yellow card did come out. We saw the tail end of that. And it was Jacob Akanirich who was shown the yellow. Must have been for time wasting in the end. At least that was what it looked like on the back end. Augustini keeps the possession alive for Miami, high up the field. Valencia, Santiago Morales goes for goal. It's parried away by Jackson. Another big chance. And another big save by Jacob Jackson. Bueno and Italo try to play New England in transition here. Bueno fighting to get back onto it. Here he does. And again, he's brought down. It's a free kick. Now Miami continue to press here for a late equalizing goal. And Morales, this was his best chance to the game so far, nearly curling it into the bottom corner. You could see his reaction. He knew it wasn't far away whatsoever. Jacob Jackson thwarts his chance. And New England stay in front. Kaye threads a nice ball through, but it's easily dealt with by Jack Pim. One back by Italo. Italo's ball in, looking for Malcolm Fry. Cleared away by Gorbel. Colby Quinones. Kaye. Sees Victor Souza. Miami does need to get back on the ball. They only have 3 minutes of the 90 left here. And then we'll see about stoppage time. Nice skill from Fry. Connie Ridge plays him in nicely. Fry has Diaz for company. Marcos Diaz will shoot. It falls through for Adebayo Smith, and Fry finishes. Malcolm Fry scores for New England. And the points are surely heading back to Foxborough now. In the 88th minute, New England takes a 2-0 lead. Marcos Diaz went for goal here. It took a deflection. It's going to be another assist for Jordan Adebayo-Smith. He has not taken his chances tonight, but he has set up the two big moments. First Miller, now Malcolm Fry, who scores his third goal in Next Pro this season. And Clint Pierre's boys are surely home and dry here in Fort Lauderdale now. Miami did make a substitution on the back end of that. Lucas Meek, who leads the team with 4 goals this season, comes on. Cameron Johnson comes off, but it might be a substitution that is going to be too little, too late. There's Federico Higuain couldn't have predicted that a goal was going to go in, but it has happened. And Clint Pierre's boys have handled the weather and the test very well here tonight. They're on their way to 3 points now, surely. If Miami is going to come back, they need to score ASAP. Felipe Valencia. And it's Morales. Well, just played out wide. Sesak. Well, he's sent to this near side. Morales can pick up the pieces. Santiago Morales. Caputo. Abadia Rada. Into the middle it goes. Diaz trying to clear it. Miami gets it back. It's whipped in. It's recycled again. We're told there's going to be a big chunk of stoppage time on the back end here. And that is the case. 6 minutes still to go in Fort Lauderdale. Can Miami get one back to make it interesting here? It's Santiago Morales. It felt kindly for him, but there was players around him, so he didn't take the shot on. Caputo. Badia Reda. Miami need to score one as soon as possible to give themselves enough time. Try and find a second and really pull off a shocker here. Hall. Lays it out wide. It's sent into the penalty area here to Agostini. Lays it off. Felipe Valencia. Is snuffed out in the end. Waited too long to make up his mind. And now New England could be on the break again here. Malcolm Fry. Use some clock. He had Adebayo-Smith for company. Decides to use some clock with his possession for his team. Connie Ridge. He weaves his way through. Plays in Marcos Diaz, who rounds the goalkeeper and hits the post. And Jordan Adebayo-Smith was begging for him to pass it to him. He's still waiting for it to come. It hasn't. And Miami go the other way. That would have wrapped up the points with a bow on top. You could see Adebayo-Smith wanted to make amends there for his earlier misses. Marcos Diaz, from a tight angle it must be said, went for goal instead and hit it against the bottom of the post. Him here for Miami. Still just about enough time. Morales takes aim again. It's blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Caputo recycles. Abadia Reda sends it in. It takes a deflection. It's cleared away by Bueno, and Marcos Diaz comes out after the dust settles with the ball. And wins a throw for New England on the back end of it as well. Just under 4 minutes left. Now Miami can't question the effort. They've had a boatload of opportunities, no pun intended, to find a goal in this game. They just have not been able to get it across the line, and New England have taken their two big chances, both set up by Jordan Adebayo-Smith, taken by Peyton Miller and by Malcolm Fry. He's threaded through here. Gorbel. Well, it's played across by Morales. But Diarreta switches the point of attack. Sesak. And he's given away. Malcolm Fry. And the dying embers here. Akani Ridge gets past two Miami defenders and can use some clock here in the corner, as the points are just about fully secured here now for Revs 2. That goes out of play. It is a goal kick for Miami, although New England are not happy with the decision. Minute and a half left here. And we had a weather delay before the start of the second half. It was 0-0 at the break. The extended break, of course, due to the precipitation and all that comes with it from Mother Nature. But it's been two of the youngsters, Peyton Miller, the teenager, the 15-year-old from Connecticut that scored his first pro goal, and then, what a moment, Malcolm Fry finishing it off from Jordan Adebayo-Smith to just about seal the deal here with just under a minute left at Dry Pink Stadium. New England again play themselves through. Will be run into the corner by Santiago Suarez, here the substitute. Well, it is a result. He's going to see New England get back into second place in the Eastern Conference on 35 points. Referee blows his whistle here. New England free kick. Lucas Meek wanted an explanation from the referee why the free kick was given. He's been given an explanation, and that might be the last major act. We've had the 6 added minutes. Connie Ridge on the near side, and the final whistle goes in Fort Lauderdale. New England comes to South Florida and beats Inter Miami by 2-0. They sweep the season series against their Eastern Conference rivals. In the end, goals from Peyton Miller and Malcolm Fry are the difference, but our man of the match is Jordan Adebayo-Smith. It is presented by Adidas. Yes, he missed his big chance earlier, but he had 2 assists to set up both of the goals. It shows once again that even during the tough times in games, players like Jordan Adebayo-Smith continue to shine. They make an impact in other ways, and that's exactly what he did today. Missed a couple of chances, but created the 2 big moments in the match. 2 assists for him. He doubles his total assists for the season from 2 to 4. And New England get 2 goals and 3 points on the back end of it against Inter Miami CF2 here in Fort Lauderdale. Well, we had a weather delay midway through this one. We appreciate you sticking with us through it. In the end, at Dry Pink Stadium, New England comes out on top of Miami by 2-0. For our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from South Florida. Once again, the final score, Miami 0, New England 2. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Good night from Fort Lauderdale.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.